What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with a video. I finally received back from Collector Archive Services my Landspeeder displayed with the box and all the unused contents, and it is massive. It made it back just fine the second go around. To CAS's credit, they recased it and added extra support brackets so the Landspeeder wouldn't fall out. It broke in shipping the first time, as you guys remember, and so they really reinforced it this time, so it's not going to move. And they did that for free, and they also shipped it back to me for free. So props to them for the great customer service. But here it is. You got, if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this. This is the Collector Series. You can see up here with the box there. So the Landspeeder came in several different packages. There was the original from 1977, 78-ish, from the original movie. That was the original. It had the same box art, but it didn't have the Collector Series Star Wars logo up there. So that was the original. That's obviously the most expensive. To get like a sealed example of that would be very expensive. The next one that's also very expensive that I know of, and I'm only talking about the U.S. releases. There's obviously the Palitoy, and I think there's even a Harbert Italian. I mean, there's probably a Toltoys. There's all kinds of different boxes. I'm just talking about the standard Kenner U.S. releases right now. But of the ones I know about, there's this one, which is the Collector Series that came out around the Return of the Jedi. There were several Collector Series vehicles, including the Landspeeder, the Dewback, which you've already seen in my collection, and Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. Those are three that I can think of off the top of my head. I think maybe the TIE Fighter also. So that's the Collector Series from Return of the Jedi. There's also a special offer that came with a bagged C-3PO and a bagged R2-D2. That one's also pretty expensive. There's also a radio-controlled version of the Landspeeder called the Sonic Landspeeder. I think that was a JCPenney exclusive, if memory serves me. So there's been a number of different boxed examples just in the U.S. alone, not to mention international releases. But this is, easily the most common and less expensive of them. I could have gotten this graded as qualified, either by AFA or Collector Archive Services or UKG if I was in the UK. It's 100% complete with all the box inserts. You can see that we really do care. Leaflet that came with this, and it also did come. Now I'm going to take this off of my tripod mount, so we can do a kind of an easier, kind of closer examination of it. But while I have the camera fixed, I'm just doing my kind of standard talking points. But anyway, it's got all the unused sticker sheet, which I'll show you in a second. It's got the Return of the Jedi collections catalog with different items from the Return of the Jedi. That's got Jabba the Hutt and Salacious Crumb on the front, and then obviously the box. So I could have sent this in for qualified sealed grading, and they would have done the standard casing, just everything still in the box. But I figured since I bought this unsealed already, the tape had kind of dried off. So I just thought it'd be really cool to kind of show what is included in the box, and it wasn't that much more expensive to get it graded this way, even though it's quite a bit larger. Obviously, it takes up a lot more room in my collection, but it just displays so nicely. So what I'm gonna do is, maybe one day after this coronavirus thing has kind of settled back down again, and I'm back to doing normal work and making money to support my family, I might get a sealed Landspeeder, to kind of go along with it. But at least for now, this is, a much more fun example to have in my collection room. Here is the statement of archival. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. I'm sorry. So this was graded January 31st of this year, and it came back with an 80 plus. So that's the the standard kind of statement of archival that comes with all of these. But just a really cool item, and it's gigantic. So I am going to go ahead and take this off the tripod and do kind of a walk around, or point out some of the different areas about it. So it's a little different than usual, but you can see here there's the sticker, the grading sticker that has all the information there. It's got all of the sticker sheet that's been unused, and there's the Jedi Collections catalog that is standard for a lot of place it and ship items from the Return of the Jedi time period. Here is the Landspeeder. How cool does that look? It really turned out nice. These bracket, this one broke. This bracket broke because it didn't have these side brackets to hold it in place. And I think once FedEx got a hold of it, it put too much pressure on that bracket. So what they did was they added some secondary brackets on each side of it. It takes away a little bit from the displayability of it by having those gigantic brackets on there, but they didn't want to take any chances. I did like also how they kind of made it look like it's floating by putting the bracket down here, or the spacer here, so it looks like it's floating in the box when you look at it from certain angles. And then there is the actual retail box. I went ahead and had them display it with that like that. And then we got the We Really Do Care. We make each toy with tender loving care. So Kenner Products out of Cincinnati, but really cool. I'm sure I'm missing some of the other different boxed examples that were available at the time, but I would say that for my collection, I'd love to get a boxed one. I don't think I'll ever get a factory sealed original one, but I would like to have this collector series as a factory seal example at some point in the very far distant future. But I think for my room and how my collection displays, I just like having it out of the box and just showing it instead of having it qualified graded. And it is large though. I mean, that's the only negative of it. You can see how big this thing is compared to even, I'm 6'4", so I got gigantic hands, but you can see how big this thing is. But it turned out awesome. I'm really, really happy. And, just Collector Archive Services credit. They could have, it was damaged in shipping, and they could have charged me something to have it recased, but they did it free of charge, and then they shipped it back to me free of charge. So great customer service by them, and I really appreciate that. But really cool item, and it's overkill for an item like this, but I just think it would look really cool. And Luke Skywalker is certainly one of my favorite characters, the Farm Boy, and since it's got the Farm Boy Luke on the cover of this Collector Series Landspeeder, I just thought it'd be really cool to kind of have that in a separate area of my collection, where I'm going to have the dewback and hopefully some more boxed items in the not too distant future. So, but that's all I really had. I'll include some photos from Collector Archive Services at the end of this, so you guys can take a closer look at how they managed to put all this together, but it turned out great. I hope all is well. Thank you guys, whoever's watching this, whoever tuned in on the Collector Archive Services live Instagram show. You guys didn't really see anything different other than my ugly face, but it was fun to do. So for those of you who watched, thanks for tuning in. I do have some more items that are already being graded right now by CAS, as you saw on my Instagram. So I should probably have even yet another batch coming in the next few weeks. But I would be remiss to not mention this coronavirus again, and just say I hope that everyone's staying safe and staying inside. It's been really tough on everybody, I know, and I'm certain that some people have lost loved ones. So stay strong. I do know several people that have gotten the virus and have recovered or are in the process of recovering, but it's not an easy thing we're going through. But hopefully we'll be back to normal sooner rather than later. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.